Hi everyone, this is Jane here, just popping on to do a little video. Apologies for not having done anything for absolutely ages. It's been a bit of a weird old time. I've had so much going on in like health wise, it's not been great, and I've had a load of sort of admin stuff that had to be sorted out. Most of that is done now, I think, and I think we are starting to see some improvements around energy levels, although I'm absolutely knackered today. But I didn't want to put this off any longer because I'm aware that I've not been on, and I think sometimes the longer you leave it, the harder it is to start again. So I thought I would come on and just do a little bit on my Steampunk journal. That I've kind of been doing little bits and pieces on it, but I haven't really done that much. So I'm just gonna show you a little bit of what I've got here that I'm going to be working on, and yeah, so I can show you a little bit of what I've got going on. So I've got some new stamps that I've ordered. These are like steampunky clocks, and this is not really steampunky, but it is a new stamp. So I had some stencils. I've ordered these stamps now, so I've got those to be working with. So I'm really pleased with those. So that's that. And then I've kind of been working on getting the papers together for this journal. So I've done most of the cover. I'm just going to do the inside. So that's the cover. I've got some bits of music page. I've got a bag that I'm going to put in. I've done these before in mini journals where you have like a bag that you put in. Unfortunately, what I've done here is I've stamped the wrong side, because what you would do is fold this into the signature, and obviously I'll cut it down. So I'd kind of put some stamping on this side of it. So what I'll do is I will stamp the other side, because this is the smooth side. So I will do that. I've also prepared some envelopes with some crackle paste done through the stencil, a little bit of ink spray on there. So this is all looking quite grungy. So that's the effect that I was hoping for with that. So that's those are to go in the signatures. The signatures I've kind of prepared. We're almost there with the signatures. And what I'm considering doing this time is using the stamps that I've bought, actually stamping on the pages before I sew them in. Because sometimes when you sew in, you know, you're sewing into a book, so you've got this like thickness, and sometimes when you go to stamp on these pages, it doesn't really work as well because they're already in the book and it's a bit bulky and you can't really get a flat page. So I might do that this time. So I've got the signatures all prepared, so those are all fantastic. This is some scrapbook paper that I bought, so that is all good fun. Ready to start working with that. I've stenciled over a little bit of music paper, so that I've got to trim down so that it can go into one of the signatures. I'm absolutely loving this. I got a diffuser, and wrapped around it in the packaging was this kind of like vellum-y stuff. So what I did was I got my ink and stamped on it, and I love the effect of that, but I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. Whether I'm just going to put it in there as an extra page, or I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. So I'm kind of thinking about what to do with that. I also got some new sari silk that I thought would go quite nicely with the theme. This has got a little key on it. This is like newsprint. I thought this would work quite well because we've got, although it's a differently sort of green, it's more turquoise. It's not quite the same, but it will, I think it'll go fine. So I'm kind of, that's where I'm at really at the moment. These pages I've printed out, and they are from a digikit, a steampunk digikit by Shabby Dabby Doodah. So I just printed the digikit onto this kind of antique-y style paper. So I don't know what I'm going to do with those quite yet either. I might just make some ephemera, but I also might use these to be the inside of this, the inside of the cover. So I'm kind of just looking to see what we could, which one we could use, which would be nicest. I think this is nice. I think that's nice, but I'm not sure. I like the hot air balloon idea, but I'm not sure if they're in exactly the right position. I think these images are a little bit too big for the inside of that. This is not quite what I want, I don't think, on the inside. And this, I think, is more or less the same as this one. It's just a little bit further along. So what I might do, whilst we're all here together, is just try and cut this up. So let me just do this. Now you could do this with a cutter if you want to, but I'm just going to do it with scissors for now and see what we get if we put this on. So ideally I would like the, I think I might have cut it too close to the balloon. No. Let's use this balloon then. We'll only have half of the butterfly, but that's okay. So I'm going to now cut across. At the end of the day, this is only paper. You can print it out again. I mean, I know the ink is expensive these days, but, you know, it is what it is. So I'm just going to trim off this edge here. I'm just going to trim off that top bit. So what we would be looking at is, I'm just going to fold it down. Doesn't matter if it's not completely straight, because what I'll probably do is cover this in something else, probably some sari silk. So it doesn't need to be completely straight. Let's just cut it and see. Okay, so this is our inside. Not quite sure what I think about that as an inside spread. I don't know. Let's just see. Put that there for now. Now I'm sort of wondering if this might be better. It's not quite as dark. And with this lighter background, I'm not quite sure whether we'd be better off with something a little bit lighter. Whether this clock might be, this lighter clock might be better. Do you know what? I'm much more drawn to that, actually. Let's just see what we've got. So we can move it down a tad. Fold that across like that. Fold that down. Just make sure this is a little bit straighter than that. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit wonky. We don't want it to be completely wonkified. Okay. So let's go and cut this off. Yeah, I actually much prefer that. I really like the hot air balloons, but on this, with this background, I kind of feel like that would have been too dark. So let's just fold this across here. Trying not to make it too wonky. There we go. And we can just stick that down. Okay, let's just do that. Okay. So I'm going to just use glue stick for this. Just move that piece of paper, otherwise that will get glue everywhere. Right, make sure everything's up the right way. So this is up the right way because our balloons are all up this way, and we want to have this up the right way as well. I'll just stick this in. Straight, is it? This is the only thing is when you've got a bit of wonkiness going on, then it's hard to get the image absolutely straight. But I think that's better. So that's good. I'm just gonna, I haven't got a bone folder here, so I'm just gonna use the end of my scissors. Let's just put a little bit more glue there. I don't think I helped myself when I pulled it off. So there's one. Now we just need to decide what one we're going to use on the other side. So let's just cover up the glue. I can't use that, that's too small. Might be better actually. Not sure. So I really do love that balloon, but this just feels a little bit too, I don't know, maybe it's okay. Let's just see the other bits that we've got. Let's see what else we've got. Oh, what's this one? That might be a bit better. Or that bit there. Oh, that could be the bit, I think. Excellent. Let's just see. So, we're definitely going to cut it across here. But let's do this first. Just estimating at the moment. That should be okay. Let's just trim this down first. Okay. I'm going to cut this off at the top. Just to trim that edge down. So we're good there, and we're good there, and we're good there. Need to take a little bit more off the edge there, but let's just get that a little bit lower down. Don't need to cut too much off. A bit of a wonky cutting day today. So that's all good there. And then I think all we need is a little bit off of the edge here. Let's just say that much and see where we go with that. Start on a little bit more. So good, a little bit more is good. So let's just get that paper that was gluey. Excellent. That's that done. Stick that over that way. Okay, now we're going to stick this down. Just stick this down here. And this down here, like that. Excellent. All good. And then what I might do is just put some plain down here, and then I'll put sari silk down these sides. But this will be good because it will cover up the background of this, which is going to be good. I'll tell you what else I'm going to do. Oh, I could use the colour side. Maybe I'll just keep it plain. This will be just not really visible because it's going to be it'll be covered up because although that's quite pretty, we'll have all the stitching going through to hold the signatures in place. But what I'm going to do is, I don't know, I was going to ink these bases here, but I don't need to because I am going to cover it in sari silk, so that is fine. So I did think maybe I'll keep that plain, but maybe I won't because there might be a little bit of curly stuff visible. So let me just cut this down the edge. No, let's do this first because as you can see, the printing of the DigiKit doesn't come right until the edge. So we do have like a bit of a hard edge there and a bit of a hard edge there. So we'll get rid of those. Okay. Right. So let's cut off a little bit more here. So we want to keep it off of the folds. So I need a little bit more off of there. The fold's going to be covered with sari silk anyway. So let's go. Be good. So then when we've got the signatures in, if there is any kind of show through, it won't just be plain white. And then what we'll do when we get nearer to the finishing this up is we'll put some sari silk down the edge of this. I'll just show you the plan. So what I would do is I'll put some sari silk down here and down here. Probably not that wide. So that's kind of going to cover up a lot of the things that need to be covered up. So everything's kind of stuck down now. So all I need to do is to make my marks here, punch my holes, and then put in my signatures once I've put them all back into place properly. So that's my new cover almost done. I actually really like that now. I'll use these other bits and pieces for making some pockets and stuff, so they will not be wasted. I'll find an idea for something to do with that. Yeah, so I think that's going to be good. Still got lots of paper left, still got the signatures to sort out. I'll do that on the next video, I think. And I'll try to record that soon. I won't leave it so long this time, as long as I'm feeling all right. But hopefully I'll be able to do that very shortly. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed having a little look at with a steampunk journal. I can't find my words, and that's because I'm just tired. So yeah, I'll be back again pretty soon to do a little bit more on this lovely steampunk journal. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch up with you all again very soon. Bye for now.